Hello friends, this is an important notification to all my subscribers and viewers that I am going to start a new series on ancient history for UPSC IAS preparation and also for various state public service commission examination preparation. Okay, so before moving further, let's look at the importance of ancient history in UPSC IAS preparation. First point is that it is an important component in prelims examination. So history constitutes an important point. Since history is a static subject, you need not to update this regularly. Once you have studied the history, it is a static subject. You need not update this. Only thing you have to revise this subject. So it helps to get assured marks in the prelims examination, and also you can get easy marks if you are thorough in history. And second important point is that in the mains examination, history comes in the paper 1. Okay, of all the papers, general studies papers except paper 4, paper 1 is highly scoring. Okay, it is highly scoring when compared to all the papers. And history along with geography constitutes an important component in paper 1. So if you are thorough in ancient history along with the modern history, you can score very high marks in the paper 1 of mains examination. And third important point is that art and culture is an integral part of ancient history. So if you learn ancient history thoroughly, it helps you in better understanding of the art and culture part. And fourth important point is that if you know the ancient history thoroughly, you can write better essay. You can score high marks in essay paper because it helps to compose a balanced essay with historical accounts. Take for example the women empowerment topic on women empowerment. So you can connect the situation of women in the previous ancient period with the present situation. So in the age of Rig Veda, that is 1500 to 1000 BC, women were allowed to take part in the various administrative procedures like sabhas and samitis, and they were not discriminated against for any acts. Okay, there was no patriarchal society. Even though there was patriarchal society, women were given equal share in the decision making. But at present it is not the case. We are having a patriarchal society which are discriminating against the women. So similar points can be included if you know the ancient history very well in the essay paper. So it helps you to fetch more marks. And fifth important point is that in the ethics paper you can enrich your answers. So in ancient history we learn about Buddhism, Jainism, Ashoka, Chanakya. So you can include in the ethics paper about the doctrines of Buddhism and Jainism, since these are also the ethical doctrines, and Ashoka is an example for the ethical administrator. Okay, and Chanakya is an example for efficiency in administration, and his Arthashastra is an important document for the statecraft. So if you know the ancient history, for that matter history, you can score very well marks in the examination. So that is the theme here. And in this series I'm going to cover the topics in a comprehensive way with holistic approach. And as far as possible, I try to integrate art and culture into the relevant topics, and I'm going to stress the important points which are relevant for prelims, mains, ethics, essay and other papers during the presentation, so that you can make notes, or you can design your answers accordingly. Okay, so as far as possible I'm going to present the topics in a lucid and easily understandable language. So this is it about the plan. So I'm going to cover these topics in this series. First I'm going to start with Stone Age, that is Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic history. So it started during 5 lakh years before Christ. Okay, and Neolithic age ends in 2000 BC. Okay, from 5 lakh BC to 2000 BC, Stone Age period runs. Okay, after that Chalcolithic period, that is Chalco lithic. Charcoal means copper, lithic means stone, copper stone age. Okay, after that bronze age comes. Here the important civilization, that is Harappan civilization, prospered during bronze age. Okay, in this section we learn about town planning, agriculture and domestication, crafts, religion and scripts. And after that Aryan invasion happened during the Vedic period, that is during 1000 500 to 1000 BC. Okay, so we know about the Aryans, their society and the polity during that period with the help of Rig Veda, this document. So this document provides a rich account of Aryans and their society, culture, religion. Okay, so after that, after Rig Vedic period, we find later Vedic period. In the later Vedic period, three important other uh, Vedic texts were compiled. These include Samaveda, Atharvana Veda, and Yajurveda. Okay, and after that, Jainism and Buddhism came. So we learn about their doctrines, spread, their impact on society, and the contribution. And after that, and not sorry, Mahajanapadas were the contemporaries of Buddhism and Jainism, that is Mahavira and Buddha. So of the 16 Mahajanapadas, Magadhan Empire was strongest. So after that, Alexander invaded India during this period, and after that, the Mauryan Empire started by the Chandragupta Maurya, and later Ashoka came, and we learn about their significance, society, polity, art, and culture. And after the disintegration of Mauryan Empire, small principalities emerged in the northwestern part of India. Okay, so these small principalities could not resist the attack from the Central Asian rulers like Shakas, Parthians, Kushans. Okay, so even though they ruled the northwestern part of the country, they totally integrated into the Indian society and culture. So these rulers, Central Asian rulers, they contributed a lot for the Indian polity, art and culture and technology. Okay, after that Shatavahanas came, and later in the same period, deep in the South India, we find megalithic culture, that is large stone burial culture. So at the same time, we find three important kingdoms in the South India. These include Chola, Chera, and Pandyas. And also Sangam literature were also compiled during this period from I think 3rd BC to 2nd AD. I'm going to explain this later with accurate account. And after this, the Gupta Empire came into existence during 3rd century AD, established by the Chandragupta first. Later, Samudragupta came, and after that, Chandragupta second came. So this is called the golden period in the ancient history of India. Okay, so in this period, art and culture prospered, science and technology have been invented. So we discuss about this in detail in the coming videos. And after that, Harshavardhana kingdom came, and later. In the part of this series, let's also discuss about the Indian philosophy. For example, Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Mimamsa, and Vedanta. So let's look at these things in the coming videos, and let's also discuss about the cultural contact with the foreign countries of the ancient India. And let's also discuss about the science and technology in the ancient India. So these topics will be covered, and if there is any other topics which must be covered which are not included in this list, I'm going to do the same. And if you want, I can explain the timeline. Now let's look at the chronological order of ancient history. Ancient history started from 5 lakh BC ago, from early Stone Age, and Middle Stone Age started during 1 lakh 25,000 BC, and Mesolithic period started during 5000 BC, and Neolithic period started during 3500 BC. If you look at the period here, the most of the period is consumed by the early Stone Age, that is Paleolithic culture, from 5 lakh BC to 5000 BC. So this is a long period, and a short period has been taken for Mesolithic and Neolithic period. And later, after that, Chalcolithic period came from 1800 to 1500 BC, and after that, Indus Valley civilization prospered during 2500 BC to 1500 BC, and Vedic age from 1500 to 1000 BC. After that, later Vedic period during 1000 to 500 BC. And after that, Mahajanapadas during 600 to 500 BC were prospered. And invasion of Alexander took place during 327 BC, and Chandragupta Maurya came into accession during 321 BC. Okay, and Mauryan Empire ended during 185 BC, and the Central Asian rulers invaded India, that is northwestern India, during 100 BC to 200 AD. Okay, these rulers include Shakas, Kushans, Parthians. So even though these rulers were from Central Asia, they totally integrated into India, Indian culture and society, and they dissolved in Indian culture. Okay, and in 75 AD, Kanishka came into accession, and Gupta period started during 320 AD, and Samudragupta came into throne in 335 BC, sorry AD. So finally, in 712 AD, Arabs conquered the Sindh. This marked the end of ancient history. So this is the broad timeline for ancient history. So thanks for watching this video. Please share these videos so that it can reach more people.